I'm speaking with Mishan Dahia, Senior Investment Analyst at Atchison. Welcome, Mishan. Pleasure having you at the Inside Network's Income and Defensive Assets Symposium.
Thank you.
Mishan, how are you and the team at Atchison approaching defensive asset allocation in today's environment?
Defensive asset allocation is an important topic and it shouldn't be overlooked. We look at defensive assets for their preventative nature, providing downside protection in periods of volatility. And we also want to look at those assets for income as well. We tend to focus on three key pillars for defensive asset classes, including floating rate, long duration, and defensive alternatives.
For an advice practice that is revisiting its portfolio construction, what guiding principles would you suggest it considers when attempting to segment the market opportunities that are available?
Guiding principles is a really important topic, and it's something that we discuss a lot at Atchison. It's really important that the guiding principles are the investment philosophy for that financial advice practice or that institution. So understanding specifically what is the investment philosophy matters a lot within a practice, and from there you can start to segment the market. And what I mean by that is understanding exactly what those associated asset classes are, whether they're growth, whether they're defensive, and then specifically what asset classes are making up that defensive universe. For Atchison, as mentioned, it's long duration, floating rate, and defensive alternatives, but then understanding specifically what those mean and how they intertwine together to make up the entirety of the portfolio, considering risk metrics, considering correlation, and risk-adjusted returns.
What indicators do you monitor at Atchison to assess when and whether to adjust credit and income exposures?
So there are a myriad of indicators that we're looking at. Particularly, we have an economic regime analysis that we run, and that includes inflation and growth indicators. Some of these growth indicators that we're considering include business sentiment, consumer sentiment, understanding the labour market and the intricacies surrounding that in regards to employment rates, the GDP of different macroeconomic economies. So that makes up a huge part of our overarching analysis. But then on top of that, we also run SAAs, which is a strategic asset allocation, along with a tactical asset allocation, which is a 10-year view, along with a 1-year view done on a quarterly basis, which is our TAA, our tactical asset allocation.
How do you balance the need for income with capital preservation for retirement-focused portfolios?
So we're looking at different levers and having the capacity to pull those different levers. For us, duration provides that stability or ballast in a portfolio. And then for floating rate, it's understanding when to utilize it and how much to utilize within different economies. So both of those levers are providing a level of income and downside protection. But then on top of that, alternatives as well provides that uncorrelated returns that we're looking for within portfolios.
When you're constructing defensive strategies, what risks do you find are often the most underappreciated?
Underappreciated risks include not understanding the liquidity associating certain investments. So ensuring that these investments are liquid, which means the capacity to pull cash out of these investments at any time, is of the utmost importance. Also, understanding the active and passive exposure within your defensive arm is really important. SPIVA released a report talking about the amount of outperformance from active managers, and over the last 12 months, 70% of active managers have outperformed their index on the defensive side. And that's vastly different when we're looking at equity markets, which is about 86% of them underperforming. So understanding specifically that active and passive dynamic, along with the liquidity, is of the utmost importance.
Mishan Dahia from Atchison, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.